And this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna say the word sponge, and you guys are gonna say the first word that pops into your head, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3, sponge.
Sponge.
Yellow.
Sponge.
That's mine.
I command you, as King of the Britons, to stand aside.
I move for no man.
Hey, can I bring Anne?
Who?
Anne. You know, she's the girl I'm kind of hanging out with.
I haven't met him.
Yes, you have.
Michael had met Anne.
It's the Al Travis Show, and we're going to go so off topic now, but I got a Minnesota Sports Life for Paulie on the program. I don't know. I get the idea that people think there's like this, we're going to talk, Paul, we're talking this, and this, come ready and prep and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then we get 3 minutes, maybe 2 minutes when you sign up, join in on the Facebook page or the Zoom thing before we go on. And that's really the prep.
Well, yeah, most of the time. Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, we're going to talk NBA. We're going to talk some Timberwolves. I mean, there's nothing really there. And I said, okay, I want to talk about the main thing. You guys, your band, you had a big thing at Neeson's. Yep. And then you throw a thing at me, and I was laughing for the last minute before we went on. I was just dying laughing because now I want to talk about this, and it's not sports, but I think people want to know. So you throw out a mutual friend of ours was at your band's playing at Neeson's, and you said, hey, she said to say hi, Al. And, of course, I come back, good, tell her hi from me next time you see her because I'm not up there. And then I casually throw this out because the thing about anytime you see her, if I haven't told you to say hi to her just because then it makes me. And you, what was your answer?
Yeah,
I'll do that.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
I'll give you credit. Yeah, you get credit.
Are these the
we
little
got
white?
Each other's back. That's what this is. When you know somebody for 50 years,
Al said hi.
You just know the deal. So, yeah, Al says hi to you. And you.
How often do we know that? I'm laughing because it's like, oh, I'm not a liar. I've probably said, oh, yeah, my wife said hi to whoever, my wife wanted. I have covered that instinctively for years. It's a white lie. It's a lie, but it's like, oh, yeah, my wife never talks about you yet. She didn't say nothing. You're not going to say that.
Yeah. No, it's, yeah. You have
we're okay with that white lie.
Yeah. But it's not, I mean, think about it. It's, especially with you and your wife, you've been together a long time, and you go, I got your back. I got your
But
back.
how many of us believe it?
Good by saying hello, even though you didn't.
Do we? That's my point. Now you'll see her next time. Oh, Al, he said hi. Is she like, I don't believe that? Paul covers for him all the time. He's not that guy.
Yeah,
that's my point. We don't even believe it.
I was at the thing, and 45 people who know you all say hi. Yeah, nobody's going to buy that. You can do it one at a time, but you can't. It could happen from all those other people who were there. My family was there. They know you. You could have said hi. I don't know.
And Al said hi too,
like
though.
Seinfeld right now. I don't know where this is coming from, but okay.
Because you made me laugh so hard. It's like, oh yeah, I'll lie to her. I'll tell her you said hi. I got your back, and I'm like, that's what friends do. It's not a huge lie. It's not stealing from the bank. It's just, Al said hi earlier to you as well. Thanks, Paulie. I owe you. I just laugh so hard because we all do that, and it's not right.
I know it's not right. It'll cost you a beer on the golf course,
and that's not a problem.
And that'll work.
So anyway, this is not what we were going to talk about. We didn't talk about it, but then you made me laugh so hard because I think we all do that. We cover for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a social, contract kind of thing, and yeah.
Well, see, what would happen if you didn't? You and I've been buddies for 50 years, and this gal goes, "Hey, and say hi to Alan." Oh yeah. Al never said to say hi to you. If you were on,
he did not. I said,
now what relations are
I did say hi, and he did not say hi back. Now you look bad.
The whole relationship is done.
It all blows up. Try to do something nice, and it just blows up.
I went right up to him, right to his face. I said, "God," I said, you told him hi, and you know what he did? Looked right at him and said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Who's that again? Or I don't remember. Or why?
Was she in our class? That's thinking, okay.
What can I get out of this situation?
I'm sorry. Okay, man. There goes 3 minutes of my life. I just found that hilarious. Now, the main thing, my favorite band of all time. I want another comment. We'll get to sports, I promise.
Yeah.
Katie, Life with Katie, and I were talking about this. Brian Wilson died from the Beach Boys. I could probably think of no more torture in the world than becoming popular in the early 60s, being the Beach Boy guy, and then having to sing the same 12 songs the rest of my life exactly the same way. You can't even play with them because people, I want to hear the original. You get my point? How nuts would he? 82, 60 years he sang the same songs. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. A couple of things and a couple of thoughts I have on that is the idea of playing the same songs, for millennia, because of that. And I get it. You would get sick of them. But I've heard it's Colin Hay, who's the lead guy from Men at Work. Remember the Men at Work from the 80s. Yeah. And he's out. He does solo stuff now, and he plays with Ringo's band once in a while. And he at his shows he mentions, do you get sick of playing the same songs and stuff? He said, but these are the songs. Without these songs, I don't have the life I have. And it means a lot to the people who are here in this theater. And so you need to step into that for a couple of reasons. One, for you as a performer, because they're the reason why you get to do this and travel and make albums and all that. And also the people who are here, that's what they came to see, and they paid good money to hear it. So
I get that, but let me throw this at you. This is where you and the main thing have a better life. Now you're not making the big money. I get it. But you guys get together and say, you know what, I really want to try Ringo's song, whatever, version of that, and you guys work it out and you get to try it. And you're going to, hey, I think it's good enough to put in the mix. Well, you kind of coming up. It's your first time playing it in front of an audience. You have that whole, this is new thing.
Yeah.
Bill Wilson literally sang, California Girl, the exact same. Their big thing was Friday and Saturday between the 2 days. Let's switch song 4 for 5, and we'll do them in a different order. I mean, that's different order. Yeah. Now let me throw another one at you. Let's say you're Taylor Swift. You write a heartfelt song of your breakup that everyone understands. It's just the feeling, the emotion. You drudge yourself through this to make your millions. Now for 20 years, you got to bring up the breaking up with Bob in concert, and people want to feel your no, thank you. I like to get over my feelings as fast as possible and move on.
That's fair.
I'm not lying.
But I get that. But I do think that performers will understand that that there's that these songs have given you a life. Now you can play the artist card too and just say, I'm an artist. I create new stuff all the time, and when I come around, I'm going to play the stuff I want, and that's fine. You have every right to do that. And you evolve as an artist. Maybe your fans come with you, maybe they don't, and that happens too, right? So I see that David Byrne is coming to town, Talking Heads guy. Yeah. And talk about an artist, but he'll pull out a few. He won't do the full Talking Heads catalog, but he'll do, he'll do several that he knows what people are paying to see. Yeah. But he's an artist, and he's done stuff on Broadway. He's done a lot of different things. I think that's hard because, you want to evolve and change, and here's my new album, and nobody wants to.
Didn't catch on like it did.
But Brian Wilson, think about, it was interesting that within days, Brian Wilson and Sly Stone, both 82 years old, the fact that they both got to 82, given the amount of lifestyle alterations that they had over time, and anxiety and all kinds of things, right? But it's pretty amazing they got this far, and they both left really a great legacy of work.
A friend of ours says it's better life through chemistry, and they probably
better life through chemistry.
Once your kidneys and liver no longer feel reality, then I think you're okay. You can move on. We've got to move on a little bit here. So how did the main thing go on? It was at Neeson's Sports Bar and Grill. Fabulous. How'd it go? The overall show.
It was great. Yeah, we had a great night. We had a full house to the point where they gave us 2 more dates for the rest of this year. We brought a good crowd, and thank you to everybody who came out, and thanks to Al for helping promote. But we had a good number of people. We're going to be back there November 7th and December 20th. December 20th, we've done this in the last few years when we've had a December gig. We call it our intergalactical dance party and holiday dance party. So we do something in December and just kind of, hey, families, you're gonna have a lot of family time here coming up, right? In the holidays,
let's have some fun.
Let loose a little bit and treat yourself to a night out. So we'll talk about it later, but
all right. But I'm glad things went well.
More times.
And you have the full rights to say to anybody, and Al said hi too. Just keep that in your back pocket. You're free. Okay. We'll talk some sports right after this. Minnesota Sports Life for Paulie.
If it's your turn to host a game, Grandpa's Barbecue suggests you try something different. Put out the perfect barbecue flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. Add it to your ribs, dip the meatballs, or drench your wings in the original flavor of Grandpa's Barbecue. It isn't too hot or spicy, fruity or smoky or whatever. Grandpa's Barbecue. Available in select stores and online at grandpasbarbecueshop.com.
There are many ways to explore Alexandria. Some like to experience the outdoors and all the fun winter in Minnesota can provide. Pick your favorite way to get in touch with nature. Others like to explore downtown in the warm comfort of a boutique or gathered around a table with friends. You can do all of that or relax and do nothing at all. Come explore Alexandria. Start planning at explorealex.com.
The Al Travis Show, the last place you can go and hear all sides. Respectful, thoughtful, and grateful.
Grateful to have me is Paul, Minnesota sports lifer. Paulie, let's talk some NBA just quick. I'm just stunned. The Indiana Pacers up 2 games to 1. Literally, I would have bet the money all that that OKC was going to run this table almost. I would have given them 1 game for the Pacers. And now, 4 games to go, and OKC has won 3 of them. Where you at on this this whole series?
Yeah, I think it's, to me, the grit is winning out. I mean, the star power, the flashy, stuff is OKC. That's a great team. They really are, and the Wolves couldn't handle them. But the Indiana does all the little things, and just and they never give up. They get down, but they bounce back. Some thunderous play, and they bounce back and get a quick layup. Just hanging around. And then Halliburton he is a cold-blooded shooter, making all the clutch shots. That stat was interesting. He gets over 20 points, they don't lose. Period.
Oh, speaking of which, I just read a story that Halliburton and Caitlin Clark are really good friends playing for India. They're very, very good friends. And Caitlin says hi, Paul.
Okay.
You're not believing me? I have right
to die now. Yeah. Okay.
Let's turn it to the bad news. If I'm not mistaken, and the problem is I know I'm not, Minnesota has lost the last 3 games to Texas by a total score of 38 to 9.
Mm-hmm.
How much better is Texas than us, and is it just a pitching issue? Texas
is hot. That's for sure. But I saw I didn't see the games, but I saw the stat lines. I would have expected a drubbing out of Simeon Woods Richardson. He's been bouncing back and forth between AAA. But Bailey Ober yesterday, he gave up like 7 runs and 4. We with Pablo going down, we need a Bailey Ober to step up and kind of be the losing streak stopper. And that's where we need a guy like that to really, bear down and put the team on his back. Bullpen had been used a bit, so eat some innings, keep us in the game, and give us a win. And it didn't happen. I'm worried about that. I'm worried about
you lose Pablo, your number 1. Zebby, what a name. You lose Zebby, and I'm like hard to say that I'm saying this out loud. Even he was in the rotation, so you get 2 out of the 4 or 5 out of there. And like you say, you need Ober. He has to be, move up number 1 guy, and he doesn't. So now what do we have? Festa, Paddock, and a Ober who's given up everything. No one's scared of this lineup.
Yeah. Festa did a nice job. He got the win in the middle game against Texas. Yep. But I love Bailey Ober. I do. He's a good pitcher, big, long, lanky dude. But we need, these are the games when we need a guy like that to step in and take care of business. So,
your Twins management, what do? We are sitting here second and currently would be in the playoffs, which I think is the goal for the Twins. I don't think if we can get the playoffs, we're happy. But can you do that looking at, what do we got? Houston, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Seattle, and Detroit coming up by the end of the month. Mm-hmm. You could be technically out of this bad boy by the end of the month. Do you go out there and find pitching? Do you pay some money for a good pitcher, or do you hope those guys can come back and we can right this ship?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, pitching had been the strength of the team, but when your number 1 goes down, and all of a sudden, some of your relievers start to falter a little bit, it goes south pretty quickly. But we also need to score more runs too, right? I mean, you can't expect your pitchers to throw shutouts and leave only 2 runs. We need the offense to get going. Royce Lewis, we need you to go. I do like what Buxton's doing. He's staying healthy, Al. He's on the field. Yeah. We've often ripped him for not being on the field, but he's leading. He should be an all-star this year, and he deserves it. But boy, we need Royce, we need Jeffers, we need those guys. Matt Wallner, come on, keep that power going.
Are you a politician, Paul? Do you run for office or something? Because I asked you a pretty easy question. Your management, what do? You buy in pitching, what do? You're going to say, just hit more guys? No. What are you doing, Paul?
Just hit more.
That's what you're doing?
I'm not getting more pitching. No.
Okay, well, that's great.
I think guys, here's the thing. We're in the middle of an ownership struggle. They're not going to drop a lot of money. They're not. No. So it's the guys have got to step in and play better. That's kind of the thing. They're not going to go out and get anything. I don't think. Yeah.
That's fair enough.
Have the money, or they don't, with all that up in the air, they're not going to spend any extra money.
Got to change topics quick so we get through this. I ruined it for the Minnesota Lynx. I jumped on the bandwagon at 9-0, and now they're 9-1. Well, sorry, ladies. Time to get off the bandwagon.
Welcome, Al. The kiss of death. Travis is here for you.
That could catch on. You shouldn't say that. People will use that as a nickname. I don't want that nickname.
Okay.
Although the kiss of death does sound kind of bad.
It's
maybe I'll like it.
Mean and no, but it's a good start to the season. They lost at Seattle, but Seattle was fired up to knock off an undefeated team. They really bought it. So you can't go through the whole season undefeated. We got a showdown with the Liberty coming up. I still think that's a preview of your finals. The Lynx are good. They're a very good team. It's really fun to watch. So,
all right. So we're not off the bandwagon yet. I think the Liberty game, because that could have been 2 undefeated.
Minnesota Sports Life, where we have a team with 1 loss, where you jump off the bandwagon.
If you do the math, because they're only a fourth of the way through the season, they could have 4 losses this year, Paul. Can I jump on that bandwagon?
Oh, okay. Well, what else are you going to do? It's death of summer. There's, other than their Twins, which have struggled. What else are you going to watch?
It's a good point, Paul.
Watch golf? I don't think so.
Well, if the garage is a cigar. I'll play golf. Paulie, appreciate you being on, my friend. I love it a ton. I thank you for doing it. We'll be back with more right after this. It's the Al, the Kiss of Death Travis show. I kind of like it. If I get the guy with the good voice doing that, that could be fun.
There you go.
Thanks, Paulie.
Dust from livestock